As all of the filmmakers, myself included, are starting to gear up for another slow season, I started to think about what happened last year and the years before. Last year, I ended up driving for Uber for most of the summer. And the winter before that, after directing an $80,000 commercial and a campaign for Hoka, the biggest brand I've worked with, I ended up selling my drone and my iPad just to make rent. And when that happens to you a few times, you realize that you have a choice to make. You can either stay in the same place and accept your fate, or you can change the situation. I don't want to be a starving artist. I want to be an artist that has a sustainable life. And that's when I realized that I needed to start to diversify my income. But being a millennial and being a real film director, that took a long time to process. Because we as filmmakers tie our identity to our work so much. Like, if we don't achieve our dream vision in our head, that feels like a failure and like shame. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's break this down. My name is Alexei Krivich, and I'm a writer, director, actor, and photographer based in Austin, Texas. And I've been working in this industry for the past 10 years. Here's the truth that people are starting to say more often. This industry isn't stable. When people see the title director or DP, they automatically think that you're rich, that you make at least 10K a job or even more. And what they don't see is the months between gigs, the invoices that take between 30 and 90 days, the pay cuts, because there's no budget, from companies that are worth millions and are asking for a video that will make them millions more. And the truth is, you can book the biggest gig of your career in October and be broke by January. And I've lived that personally a few times. But let's get back to shame. Even if you decide to do something about your situation, as filmmakers, we're conditioned to feel like if we're not doing the work like Fincher or Nolan, we're not getting into festivals, we're not doing the six-figure shoots, we're a failure. And we feel that shame. And it's all about perception, right? Like, I curate the hell out of my Instagram. If it's not moody, if it doesn't have a narrative to it, I don't post it. I don't post my low-budget work. I don't post my event gigs. I don't post my corporate work. But here's the truth. Shame won't pay your rent. So you gotta move past it. And you gotta swallow your pride and take stock at what you're actually good at besides your main thing. Like, my main thing is directing, but I'm also good at real estate photography. I'm good at event photography. I'm good at editing, writing, acting, and forgive me for even saying the word, I'm good at videography. It just feels ick saying that word. I had all of these tools in my back pocket and I wasn't using them until recently because I was too proud. And my guess is you are too. What helped me is to separate my identities. Like, I made a separate Instagram for my real estate work. I also updated my website with some recent event work from the bigger clients like Chobani, IBM, Kajabi. And the thing is, yeah, it's corporate work, but I make it my way. I make it look good. I make it look less corporate-y. And I shouldn't feel shame about that. And you shouldn't either. And once I made that switch, I was able to not drive for Uber finally this winter, which was just amazing. But the thing is, another problem arose, and that was burnout. When you start to accept these videography gigs in the slow season, they're great and there's usually more of them, but they don't have the bigger budgets of real jobs. So you can't hire a real colorist and a real editor to edit it for you. You have to do it yourself. And that's what recently happened on the last 2 jobs that I did. I had to handle all the posts myself. I sat for 9 hours a day, 7 days a week working on posts, and I got burned out really bad and really fast. When you're working on something that you don't feel passionate about and you get burned out, it just feels even worse because you're not leaving a mark. You're not working on something meaningful. You're working on a project that you don't care about, ultimately. Yeah, you care about making it look as good as you can, but it's still not yours. So naturally, I started thinking about passive income. And the most realistic version of that for filmmakers is exactly what you're thinking about. It's presets, it's courses, it's LUTs, it's pitch deck templates. Essentially, it's tools and systems. And the shame started to creep in again. Like, are you that filmmaker that sells presets now? Are you really about to make a course? But the thing is, if it's actually good and it helps people, shouldn't you feel proud of that and not ashamed? Because if your goal is to help somebody, you're going to build a system or a tool that actually helps filmmakers achieve their creative vision, to help them expedite the creative process. These things are gonna buy you more time to do what you actually want to do. Like for me, it's gonna buy me time to write, act, and direct. Here's the bottom line. If you're in a slow season right now, you gotta take stock of what do you know how to do well and what can you capitalize on. And maybe that's reaching out to some of those corporate clients for videography work. Maybe it's taking on some editing gigs. Maybe it's finding that old DSLR and shooting a promo video for somebody. Or if you're like me and you've made 50 plus pitch decks in the last year, you can take the best ones that you've made and turn them into pitch deck templates and give people a system to win jobs and to give yourself financial freedom that you've been wanting. Because if you're a filmmaker trying to stay afloat, you're not alone. And there's no shame in surviving smartly. And as for me, this video is the first step of walking that line. In the next video, I'll talk about directing, and we'll be launching a set of pitch deck templates that actually won me jobs. I'm also developing a writing course for writer-directors, and you can join the waiting list in the link down below as well. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. I'll see you in the next one.